Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. The dollar store, Dollarama Magnifying Glass with 3 cobs. Woo, that's actually not bad, it's nice and bright. So for the last, I guess, couple years now, I've been using a much cheaper version of this that had just 3 little teeny weeny white LEDs in it, and they're finally starting to flake out. And I thought, well, I've seen these things a number of times at Dollarama. They're about $4.50 or so. So they're under $5 or around the $5 price range because you got tax in there too, right? But anyways, uses 2 AA batteries that, by the way, don't come with it. But I did buy some cheap dollar store batteries because I figured, well, I'm not going to waste my good energizers on one of these things. And besides, they do work, and I don't mind flipping through the odd set of them for how often I use this thing. A set of the dollar store batteries should last me quite a long time. But I did need a new one nonetheless, and this thing is much bigger too, and the clarity on this thing is quite amazing. I was surprised at how much I can magnify something and it still stays nice and clear. We all get older, okay, and our eyes eventually start to go. Mine actually started rather young in life when I went to go apply for my driver's license when I was about, I think, 17, 18, around there. And they're like, we really think you should go get your eyes checked and then come back. And I'm like, no, come on, it's too early in life for me. I can see just fine, because I can see, just fine as far as I'm concerned. I mean, when I get within, I don't know, 150 feet of a sign, I can at least read it, but apparently that's not good enough for the wonderful MTO in Canada. You gotta have more perfect vision than that. So, anyways, I've been wearing glasses since I was around that age, and my eyes are getting worse, and the glasses I have on now take the place of having bifocals. Okay, I can't wear bifocals. I tried. I almost got us killed once in the car because as soon as you glance just the wrong direction down at your dash to check your speed, everything comes into your face, and it's like, ah, you know what I mean? And so we had to quickly remedy that. So I have distance glasses that are great for watching TV and for driving during the daytime hours at least. And of course, nighttime, I'm supposed to be wearing them too. And then, of course, I have my close ups for the computer. And they have about a 3 foot range roughly on them. After that, things can start to degrade because they're close ups, right? And they're taking the place of bifocal. So they don't really help me for reading things up close. In fact, to read anything closer than 3 feet away, to get my clarity in my vision back, I have to actually take off my glasses. And then I can read a lot of stuff rather easily, but really super fine print or kind of like a lot of that hidden print. Like if you look at the back of an Apple computer, for example, the writing is so tiny. It's like, man, everybody's going to need a magnifying glass to read that. Like, seriously, you're not reading those numbers. You need something that's got some power to it. And this actually has quite a bit of power to it, although they don't give us any kind of ratings on that. Nor do they tell us how many lumen the cobs are. But as you can see, they are quite bright. And they definitely are. So, cob version is definitely a great way to go. So if you're looking for a magnifying glass, whether your eyes are getting bad or not, think of it this way. Even if you've got really good vision, some things you're not going to be able to read in super fine print. You need a magnifying glass for, probably regardless of your age, okay? Um, and these are certainly a good deal. There's a lot more expensive ones out there than this, granted, and we know this, and a lot of people think, well, you know what, the more money I spend, the better the quality I'm going to get. Well, in some products, I honestly have to say that is extremely and very much the truth. But when it comes to something in this area, okay, I mean, even my cheaper one did a really good job. But it is getting old. The LEDs are starting to flicker. They just don't want to work right anymore. And you do actually need that extra light in a lot of cases. And cobs last quite a long time as well, but they're also a heck of a lot brighter. And that really helps you, especially if you're zooming out further. You still have all that extra light on the subject that you're trying to read. And that's a handy thing to have. And for around the $5 price range, this to me is just as good as anything else out there that's much, much more expensive. Keep in mind, yes, this is definitely plastic, right? And you don't really want to drop these things because they could definitely break. I mean, I'm not going to do a drop test here, but I'm pretty sure if it hit my floor in here, even from about a 3 or 4 foot drop, it's probably going to receive some good damage to it. So, I mean, you treat your stuff good, it treats you good. So I'm always very cautious and careful with this, as well as my last one. At least the last one I got for free. So it was great to get me into a magnifying glass, and, you know, because I kind of needed one anyway, right? And for free, why go out and buy one if you get one for free? And but this one I had to go out and buy, and I was okay with buying it. I gave it a good little inspection at the store, and, you know, checking it out. It's like, wow, that's actually quite good. You know, I can actually hold it, you know, about this far away, and I can see my face pretty clear on my computer screen right now, and through this, and that's actually that's decent. But I've tried it on a lot of other smaller things too. We get into something like the back of these remotes, all black writing, right? Click that and boom, it jumps to life. And, you know, I can go back quite a ways about here, and I'm still actually really, really good. And it gives me instructions on actually how to change the battery and how to open up the compartment. And but without this, it's kind of really, if you get the right angle, you get an idea of the picture, but you can't really read the writing, and that's where this comes in. And without it turned on and the right angle, yep, just the natural light in here, I can perfectly see it. But it's a lot better when you hold it this way and you've got that light on there. So anyway, I'll definitely give this thing an easy 4.5 out of 5. I think it's worth every penny. Like I said, it doesn't come with batteries, but pick yourself up a 4-pack of cheap Panasonic batteries while you're in the Dollarama, and you're good to go for a long time, because the batteries do last a long time, and we don't always use magnifying glasses that often. But if you aren't going to be using it for a really long time, to avoid any kind of battery leakage, I would probably say, if you know, then at least take the batteries out, and then this way you're not chancing anything from happening in that matter. But in my case, I've done long-term testing because I don't use the magnifying glass very often. So I have done a lot of long-term testing, and I've never had a battery leak yet. But if it's going to be kind of like several years, you know, you might want to consider pulling those batteries, putting them in the drawer with the unit so you don't lose them, and then go back to them. Maybe one day the batteries will just be naturally dead anyways, because they only have a certain shelf life, but at least you won't have to worry about them, you know, leaking out inside the unit, which seems to happen quite often when people just don't even look at their batteries, like, ever. So anyway, yeah, that's my vote on it. I say it's a worthwhile buy. Go grab one yourself, check one out in the store, and if you like it, buy it. If you don't like it, well, go find something else. I mean, you know, it's a free world of shopping, but, you know, I like it. I think it's a great unit. It's not a lot of money. Yes, there's more expensive units out there, but why would you spend that kind of extra money if you really don't need to? That's the big game here. If you don't need to spend it, why spend it, right? Sometimes you can spend less and get more for your money, and this is definitely one of those cases. You're getting quite a bit for that very minuscule amount of money out of your pocket. And a pack of batteries, big whoop, $1.25 I think it was. I paid for a 4-pack of Panasonic AA's, and away you go. That's it. So anyway, that's what I got for you on this one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you tried one of these things? Are you going to try one now? You never know, eh? All right, so we're out of here. See you in the next one.